Give Artificer Maltese first skill regeneration. Instantly makes Artificer worth playing. How do you feel about changing Artificer's new 4 to 3 instead? It would be better, for sure. The 3 is pretty hard to use, and pretty, I don't know. It doesn't work on everything, which kind of makes me not care about it a lot more. And it, I don't know, doesn't really have many positives to it. And the guillotine exists. I'm sure that whatever alternate 3 we get for Artificer will just be a straight better. Unless they go, again, in true Artificer fashion and somehow make it not good, but... You think that the new 4th skill makes the Ice Wall better? Guess I'll try it out more. But seriously, just give me the all 4 regenerate at once thing from Maltese Grenade Launcher. And that is like a huge buff to this character in a way that is not at all a problem. Anyway, let's say that new 4 becomes 3, and then they still have to replace the flamethrower because the flamethrower is still bad, but your build is instantly better for sure. That would be a huge, huge buff for the character, I think. Is this? Ah, that exists. That does not exist. Okay, so this path terminates, which means I'll do it now. Long range single shot beam instead of flamethrower, I'd be down with it. But that kind of changes the complete function. Since what it's supposed to be is like a proc machine with good tick damage and stuff. It has good damage output, and like the procs are great, but it's just such a disadvantage to use it after early game. But changing that to a single shot thing completely changes the function of the attack, and I don't know. I mean, the current 4, like the new 4, changes the function of the attack as well. So it's not different in that way, I guess. The 3 doesn't work on, I mean, any bosses. I guess that's really it. But it's so hard to actually hit anything when I want to with it, basically. But that's, you know, a personal problem more than it is a problem with the skill. Yeah, it damages bosses, but it doesn't seem to do a lot. It seems like I could just not do it and I wouldn't notice. Wow, this sucks. Well, that wasted my entire activation of my item. When does it end? Am I going forever here? Oh, okay. Why am I going? I'm going. Bye. I guess because they hit me, and I was still being influenced by the jump pad. See, flamethrower would be hugely helpful here. This is why I say that this skill is not helpful in the early game so much, but late game it'll actually be usable. Anyway, I think that the Artificer is still bad. And I think that that is the only real conclusion that I can reach. You still deal damage. As always, Artificer never had a problem dealing a lot of damage. Just a problem being good. This thing won't leave me alone, dude. Shame too, because I got two items that I definitely wanted. But I think that the important thing that I'm taking away is that the new 4 reaches no middle ground. It's not useful in the early game all that much, where the flamethrower is hugely useful in the early game, but it will at least be able to be used somehow later in the game. Not that I think it will be... I probably said it would be good, but I mean more it'll be usable. I don't think that it's like gonna be helpful for dealing damage. I think it'll just be helpful for having something that I don't want to not press. Later it'll just be stay in the air so that the enemies don't have the ability to hit me as much. Not like use it to deal damage. It's just about stay in the air so that some enemy AI can't handle me. Which doesn't work on all enemy AI, of course. This is why the old one is better than the new one, by the way, straight up. Because you can kill wisps with it in one hit. I still hate the way that they work. Like, just... ugh. Synergizes with head stompers. You know what? I am a head stompers apologist, and I will do everything in my power to utilize head stompers when I can. Not again, dude. Not again. Would have been nice if you didn't dodge that. don't know why I got attack speed there. It's just a habit. Yeah, it would be nice if you could still use head stompers and still also be able to float. But I think that the moral of that is it wasn't thought through completely. They had to do something. And I mean, yeah, it kind of works as a passive. It's useful for especially like the Imp Overlord. That's great. I appreciate that. I appreciate not having to take fall damage, I guess. What would you do instead of hold space to float, though? Like, what other input would it be? Or do you think it should be just passive, it always happens? Because I think that would be terrible. Alright, I'm satisfied. Toggle? Just press space again, yeah? That could work. You think you should move faster while floating? That would be really nice. I would love that. I guess that's okay damage. Could definitely be a lot worse. See, this is like the crowd management that I think that the new skills, or the new skill, since I don't think that the other two are really skills. I think this is basically what you get now with Artificer with the new 4. Let me go forward. Man, I hate wisps, dude. Feels like it should be a 3. I agree. I mean, it's definitely a movement skill. No, I need this. Oh, I don't want to be that close to you. And this is why I think that you... hey, I got the better one this time. This is why I think you need the old 1 and the old 2 as wisps. Because they're both worse for wisps, and wisps are like the most important enemies in Monsoon now. Which also is a problem with Monsoon, don't get me wrong. What I don't like about it is that the most important enemy to deal with is the least fun enemy to deal with. That's what I don't like. Or at least for many characters, the least fun. I'm cool with them on multi because it's just kind of like point and click with the railgun. And that's at least kind of satisfying. What would I want changed about which? Like, about what aspect here? Artificer? Everything. Make it a completely different character, and it would be better, no matter what. Yeah, I've tried all of the new skills on everyone. Multi's, the Buzzsaw is worthless. It's actually, like, maybe the worst skill in the whole game. But I really like the grenade launcher. I think it's super good. I'm going to replace the nail gun with the grenade launcher, I think, permanently, because I don't really like the nail gun all that much. Yeah, I think that the railgun's a pretty necessary part of Multi's lineup. And I think that it's satisfying. Like, it's a pretty good attack. I don't like how they changed the railgun so that the reticle is huge before you, shoot it. But hey, whatever. I'm sure that the nail gun procs more than the grenade launcher because you can shoot a lot more with it. Even at a 0.4 proc coefficient, it's still just such a vast difference in the volume of actual shots that can proc. But I think that the damage from the grenade launcher is just super nice. Opinion on Artificer's new skills, don't like them. 1 is definitely worse. 2, I'm pretty sure, is just you shouldn't use it over the old one because it's not as helpful for important situations, even though I like it better from a visual and satisfaction standpoint for using it. And the 4 is... it exists. It'll be more useful late game in that you can use it at all, but I don't think that it's very helpful for a lot of things. It'll be nice for staying in the air, which is good for certain enemies' AI and certain enemies' attacks that just won't be able to hit you. But I don't think that it's fun. It's not like I want it. I don't really want anything that Artificer has. I mean, yeah, in the early game, the flamethrower is super good, and you really want it. But after you start looping, the flamethrower is, you don't ever want to use it because it'll just get you killed. That's why I would say that the new 4 is more worth having, because you can use it later, even if it's not a very helpful thing to have. It's at least something that exists, as opposed to something that does not exist at all. Yeah, I would like if it replaced the 3 as well, but some people are all like, oh, I do like being able to use the jump and the wall together. I don't like the wall because I'm bad with it, so I'm not one of those people. But how do you make it out of the early game? You pick a different character. I think that's the best strat. No, I mean, honestly, you just slow play it more. That's how you make it out of the early game without the flamethrower. I just, like, there's not really a winning play besides don't play Artificer. No, all of Loader's skills are, like, good. It's just that you don't need them when you have your third skill. That's, like, Loader's first skill is, like, amazing. Generating armor faster than it decays. It's, like, so valuable, especially on Monsoon. It's just that you don't need it because your third skill exists. See, I really like Artificer's new 2, but I don't think that it's, like, a really comparatively viable option. I think that the AoE from the old 2 is just really, really important. And it's not mitigated. Oh my god, the number of lasers here. It's not mitigated with the new one. But again, visually and from a satisfaction standpoint, it doesn't even compare. The old one sucks. So I wish that I thought that I could get away with using the new one. Yeah, but see, piercing is not AoE. It's linear. That's why I don't think it works. That's what I think. Like, I think, oh, heck yeah, I would love to pierce here. But then I realized that there are not really enemies in a row all that much. It doesn't hit a wide enough space. And that's why the old one is the one. It really depends what they replace the 3 with when they do. You know, I would love to see Artificer play with a full deck, you know? But I just don't think that there's any combination of things that gives you that full deck. I always place it just behind where I want it. It just swap 3 and 4. Like, honestly, yeah. But still. Nah. Oh, dang. Two changes that would make a big difference, in my opinion, towards making this character fun and a lot more viable is allow the 2 to multi-hit. Like, let it be a baby Prion. It's not like it's doing Prion damage unless you're incredibly powerful. And use the grenade launcher cooldown style for the basic attack. Like, even if they nerf the damage on the 2, Making it multi-hit would be worth it. But having the basic attack recharge every single one at the same time, even if the cooldown's a little longer, would actually just, oh my god, I would be so happy. I don't know why I opened that. I already have this item. Oh yeah, the one is ruined by the fact that it's on a cooldown and it's not all at once. Like, again, Multi's grenade launcher, I love it. Even though it's a similar style to this, because it reloads all 4 at once, it's good. I agree that the guillotine devalues Artificer's 3rd skill. Because who cares for basic enemies? Like, you don't need it. You have damage. And if you have something that makes elites die sooner, well, they're where you really need it. It doesn't work on bosses. Give me a different skill. At least I'm fast. Though I'm relying on Red Whip for that. I mean, I'm gonna do both. I always get all of the loot on the level. I will do 3 attempts at a chance shrine, and I will open every chest on a level. Like, I'm not sacrificing one for the other. How am I doing? Okay. Right now I'm playing Artificer, so I could be better. I don't know why I just wasted that skill. Anyway, I need to go. No, there's no reason to limit your time on a level in this game. Even if you spend, like, if you spend as long as it takes to get all of the loot, the game will not punish you. Unless, of course, all the loot is bad. Well, yeah, but that's a different problem. Like, that would just be the same as if you rushed out. Then, well, yeah, you're at a disadvantage either way, you know? fails. That sucks. Dang it. Is fireworks secretly the best item? Honestly, yes. I like the idea behind alternate skills, but I don't think the execution is there yet. So, yes and no, basically. Yeah, I definitely hope that the unlocks are more or less placeholders for what the actual unlocks will eventually be for the alternate skills. And I hope that some of them are reworked, because some of them are just, you know, straight better or straight worse, rather than like playstyle option. Not to say that some of the ones that are straight better or straight worse aren't more or less fun. But you know, I'm going so much higher than the teleporter zone. That's like the problem here. Losing me time trying to use my skill. How good is shaped glass actually? Extremely good. One glass is like probably worth it at all times. I wanted all of the Artificer's alt skills to be, like, worth using. But I think that that is not even close to what I got. Like, I will definitely still avoid this character. I think that the new lunar item is something that I will definitely always take. Well, not always, you know, I might not buy it every time, but I like it for Commando, and I probably like it for Engineer, because I'm gonna prefer the moving turrets for Engineer, and I don't like the shield in general. I just don't think it's fun. I understand that it's very useful and it's good at its purpose, but I don't think that it contributes to the fun of the game, so I would take it on Engineer. Maybe on Artificer as well, since I don't get good use out of the ice wall, but anyway, I think it's cool. Rex? Yeah, Rex would make sense as well. But what I don't like about it is that it prevents you from attacking, and on Rex, like, if I'm using my 4 well, I pretty much always want to be attacking. So maybe a little less like of a thing on Rex. I would like to see what Rex's alternate 3 will be, though, because I definitely don't get good enough use out of the current 3. Wait out cooldowns while invincible. I mean, yeah, because, like, the way it works with Rex right now is you've got a few seconds of just wait between activations of your fourth skill. So with that, yes, you can always have your fourth skill active while you're vulnerable, probably, which is like a pretty big deal. But I don't like how it, like, I just don't like not attacking. The egg lets you cancel out of the invulnerability. Oh my goodness. This is like a magical combination. I actually like the egg, by the way. A lot of people don't think it's any good, but I think it's pretty good. I think as long as you know what you're planning with it. I think it's a pretty good item. But you don't really want gesture with it too much, probably, right? You can cancel out immediately, but do you really want it activating unplanned? And I think the answer is probably no. Like, that turns gesture into an item with a downside, instead of just being like, oh, I always want gesture. This is illegal right here. See, that's stupid. Did that miss? Or is it just like, you know, because the boss's shape, it doesn't matter? Get me out of here. Why is there another one anyway? What did I do to deserve this? I wish that I didn't almost always use another of my second skill when I have backup mags on Artificer. That's like one of my least favorite things about just, I guess, everything. I don't think that the loot density is super high feeling, so either it's all actually in the cave or it's closed, which is what I prefer. Always miss. Again, that's a personal issue, but still annoying. I would rather use a different skill if I had one. Nope, I did not modify my lunar coin count. I just have this many lunar coins. Also, when you say used way too long time, are you implying that the timer actually matters? Because it doesn't really. Nice. No, I think it's really easy to spend a lot more lunar coins than you earn without really going overboard. But that's just if you like using them, I guess. I like using the lunar coins, like, kind of often. But sometimes I just keep ending up with the same build and that gets boring, so I just kind of stop using them for a little bit. But especially now that you can select levels, I think that it's going to be pretty easy to burn through lunar coins. Okay, I've got enough money now. Oh, that's beautiful. If only I were a different character. Like, it's not that it's bad for me now. It's just, you know, everything's better when you're another character. Ah, what a wonderful outcome in my life. There's, you know, no cover in the teleporter zone. But I can do a pretty sick loop and come back. So I like that. Oops, I did not mean to press my 4. There is a little bit of cover in the teleporter zone, but it's not good to use against more than one at once. Why the hate for Artificer? I think that the skill rotation is very forced and not actually fun. The skills are not, like, well made. And the character is just overall not very good. Strong, yes, like as far as damage output, but good, not really. That's how I feel about Artificer. That's why usually I just skip the character. But since there are new skills, I gotta try them out. And I have to see how the build that I think is the best for those skills. I have to see how it goes. Oops. I really like the Artificer's alternate too. I just, I don't feel that it's the right choice, which is sad because I would rather use it. How much are you? Okay, almost there. I did that to myself, naturally. It's my go-to character, every character except this one. I actually just play every character equally except this one, really. I just do a full rotation and I go around again. How's Loader? I think Loader is very strong, but not very interesting. No, everyone else thinks that Loader's very fun. That's more a me thing. It's just that the way I feel about Loader is that while you can utilize a skill rotation, there's no reason to, because your 3 is so powerful that you could use pretty much just it. And your movement's like, just you're fast. Do items stack? Absolutely. Can Loader grapple other players? Probably. I haven't played co-op, but I would imagine so. Two Loaders can grab each other. Oh god. Can you break physics like that, I wonder? Does the world know how to handle this? Where am I going? Over there. Here comes a Nova, probably. This will kill, actually. I can't kill. That's not the one I meant to hit. My fire rate's like too good now. I can't actually think about what I'm gonna attack after I start charging. I have to already know. Wow. I didn't mean for that to happen. It just kind of happened. Oh, I wanted my free money at the start of the next level. Ah, see, it always charges an extra one. If there is an extra one that it could possibly charge to be inconvenient. Nah, too far. I missed. I'm so bad at that. Yep. If you can get a kill right before it actually teleports you, you can keep that money. It rarely matters, but, you know, if you've got the right enemy at the right health just before leaving, totally. The timing's really picky, though. Like, it's not easy to do. Oh, that's disgusting. Right, I mean, anything that gives you money will work. Blood shrines or barrels, you know. It's just since I open everything and don't usually mess with blood shrines now that Monsoon is bad health regeneration, I only really go for enemies. Or if I'm gonna mess with the blood shrines, I do it early instead of late. So that one never ends up being an option for the way I play. Oh, now I'm not poor. In co-op, yeah, that would definitely be a lot easier to set up for blood shrines before leaving. It's a thunderstorm out here. I use 3D printers when I think they're worth it, but like, most white printers aren't worth it most of the time, and most green printers and most red printers also aren't worth it most of the time. Because it's like, usually, I'll end up using them early game when my build is not something that's already good. But like later in the game, you've got lots of one-off items, like, okay, well this is having a big impact on how my run is gonna go. If it takes this, that's like a big risk. I don't really want that. Things like that. But some printers, like if I got a Wisp printer, you best believe I'm trading pretty much all of my green items no matter what. It's just worth it. But most of the time, it's just not going to make a huge difference. So I just don't worry about it. What's the red item most worth stacking? I mean, Behemoth stacks hilariously with the huge radius. Okay, I can't see and I would like to see. Clover, you don't really need to stack because one is just like enough. What red items are there? Dagger is extremely good. What else is even a red item that's good? What do I care about? Tesla? I don't know if Tesla is really worth stacking a ton. Shattering Justice, maybe. Alien Head, maybe. I don't think that the Clover is necessary to stack. One is like actually enough. It'll do so much for you so easily. Like, see how little money that gave me for how much potential risk there was? Not worth. Oh well, not a big deal though. Meat Hook? I mean, Meat Hook's a real good item. Brain Stocks? Yeah, Brain Stocks I think is worth stacking at least to 2. Because the duration is pretty short with 1. So it's pretty good with more. Afterburner? I don't really think any character needs 1 Afterburner, let alone more than 1. Except Loader, if you have 1 Afterburner, you literally win. But again, not necessary to stack. Oops. I guess with Mercenary there's more use for multiple Afterburners than with other characters. I think that if you want to stack Afterburners, Mercenary is definitely the character for it. Like you will get the most out of it. There's the most reason to ever have more than 3 uses of your 3rd skill, but like even then, if I could stack it on my 4th skill instead, that would be the play. Oh, wow. I got hit probably by like 5 of them at once, I guess. But that was actually definitely my fault. When the game told me that, it was not lying. That was 100% me.